What if you took a Ken Carson song and like really, really broke it down? You know, like a singular object of absolute total analysis. In general, his songs, although I like them, often can feel somewhat not necessarily disposable, but just sort of part of a larger whole, a lot more based on vibes than on specific interest. Why not treat one of his songs like Shakespeare? My favorite play by Shakespeare, King Lear, if you've never read it, or like Mozart. All right, if you never heard the clarinet concerto, you got to listen to it. Have a listen to that. Okay, those are two very good things. What if we gave, even though the music itself probably definitely hasn't been given the level of attention as those two works. What if we really did that? Sorry, I'm back outside again. The birds are quite aggressive. I hope you enjoy the sounds. So let's treat this often considered disposable art with great precision by focusing in on one song. Now, this is also partly because I wanted to listen to this album, I wanted to review it, but it's called More Chaos. And the last album, so it indicates it's just a continuation of his last album. And basically everything I said then, I would say about this one, right? Great vibes, great ragey stuff, super charismatic voice, vaguely satanic themes, you get from Opium with the blood and the crosses and the pentagrams and all that stuff. And like, why not? It's fun, it's interesting, it's the way, young people really enjoy feeling demonic sometimes, even if they're not demonic themselves. A lot of people can sort of show themselves as demons and actually really be fine people. They're just sort of playing around with this imagery because it's not expected, it's vaguely rebellious, right? You can love Black Sabbath and do the horns and go to church every Sunday. But what I wanted to take one song in particular and really study it. And the song that I picked happens to be one where he compares himself to Mozart and to Shakespeare. Why not? It is called Exposed. And yeah, I'm treating it like it's a Kendrick song, like it's a Billy Woods song, okay? I did the thing where I highlighted all the rhymes. You're going to see some simplicity there. Oh my gosh, those are a lot of fairly simple end rhymes, okay? I took all of the themes of the song, I broke them down into parts, I tried to figure out how much of the song was about each theme, I tried to study his style, the way that he goes from one thing to the next. So thank you for auditing the Always Positive New Music Review Show, hosted by a French professor who, before I get into those lyrics, I want to talk about the general music of it, because it has, I think I want to call it opium filth. I think that's what I want to call this kind of rage rap, which is connected to the style that Filthy helped to create on Whole Lotta Red. Just that feeling of like, wait, did we start the song? Is the song started? I guess it is. Was there supposed to be an intro to this song? Because just these low notes and these loud, just blaring synthesizers, and just everything is disorienting, unpleasant, and headache inducing. Now, it's not actually even produced by Filthy, it's produced by Legion and Sky, not me, SKAI, not my pseudonym. I am not secretly a producer on Opium, so don't start that conspiracy theory. But the beat is just so blown out. Like, sometimes the whole thing just sounds like a broken alarm clock, Like you woke up late and you got to go somewhere, and this is the sound of that alarm clock. There's this cool kind of high automated arpeggiator sound. So like on a keyboard, you can just set it up basically where you press one note and a whole bunch of notes happen. So this automated arpeggiator, which when you listen to it carefully comes in and out. It's always there, but it gets louder and quieter. At certain points, they'll drop out that bass. Do, do, do. Like at the 40-second mark, that goes out, and then the arpeggiator comes louder. That has an interesting feeling because, hey, this song's got one part, okay? It's got one thing. The producers did one thing. But they play with those elements, with those layers in ways that create some level of interest and nuance. I gotta say, the birds are more intense here than they were when I stopped recording outside in the fall. I hope you enjoy. Hope you enjoy it. It's like they're filthy, I'm doing my own opium thing. The bass comes back at 1 minute and 12 seconds. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, the bass cuts out. And it's just the automated arpeggiator. So Before, like the bass just stayed at one note. So sometimes it goes do do do, and then just do, and then it cuts out entirely. And that's the point where we have Ken. I don't know if I can call him Ken. Where we have Ken Carson start talking about Mozart and Shakespeare. On a recent video, someone said, "Can you talk slower?" No, I can't. If I had a drink for every time you blinked, I'd pass out. Yeah, do you know why I blink a lot? Because I'm an anxious guy. Do you know any anxious people in your life? Well, you're watching one. Blinkety blink blink. I don't actually think I'm blinking a lot in this episode. Anyways, that's the Shakespeare and Mozart part, and then just kicks right back into the normal part of the beat. Do, do, do. 2 minutes and 30 seconds, the bass stops moving. Previously, at the 40-second mark, the bass stopped moving at the low point. Here, it stops moving at the high point. Creates some tension, creates some interest for what he's rapping about there. These swirling sounds, the single note comes back in until we have an instrumental outro. It's a 4-minute song, so it's not like it's a super short song, okay? It's not this sort of like Instagram, TikTok-y, has to be super quick or else no one will listen to it kind of song. It gives itself some space. It gives itself some time to figure out what it's doing and what it's talking about. So what is it doing? What is it talking about? What is it going to look like as I do this? Well, I made this, and I even made some graphics for you. Okay, so let's go to those graphics. Let's go to the next scene in my video here, where we are going to study what are the themes of this. So, wait, can I do show and... Okay, so these are the themes of the song, right? 1, filler, all right? So how much of the song is just him saying things that don't connect anything, things that don't rhyme, guttural sounds? 2, women are silly/bad. A lot of his themes are about women being greedy or silly or unintelligent and how he uses them. 3, ops, that is to say opposition, enemies, other rappers, rivals in his life are bad or broke. The way that you know they're bad is that they're broke, but sometimes they're bad for other reasons. Theme number 4 is I am good, I am talented, I am strong, which usually comes through as I am rich. Again, the quality of one's existence in rap is often boiled down to how much money you have, which seems crass, but it makes sense when a lot of people who make rap music come from economically and systemically disadvantaged places, so access to money and wealth is extremely rare, and it is actually a sign of some amount of success to have enough money to be comfortable. And also, it's formed in the capitalist hellscape of Reagan's 80s, which we still basically live in when it comes to economics. And then theme number 5, I'm high. Drugs, okay? Just drugs. So those are the 5 themes, all right? So take a guess. There's 61 lines in this song. I don't count the chorus twice, okay? There's 61 lines. How many of those lines are just filler? How many of those lines are about women being bad, or about ops being bad, or about me being good, or about being high? All right? Let's get into it. Let's study it line by line. Let's see. Because what I like about his style, what I like about what he does, is that his rapping, it seems mostly improvised, but like improvised and then written down. I think he does write, but he writes very quickly. And the way that his mind is it's a pretty interesting mind, because he sort of goes from one theme to the other, and if you study it closely, you can feel why does he slip into a different, like he'll sort of touch on one topic in one way and then sort of end it somewhere else and use that to kind of slyly and smoothly segue into another series of rhymes and themes. All right. When we actually look at the sheet of paper, you are seeing all end rhymes. I didn't have enough. Those aren't all the same rhyme schemes, by the way. I just didn't have enough highlighters at my house. Feel free to smash like bucket to help me get more views, so that I can buy more highlighters for my home. It's not a money thing. It's a forgetting to get highlighters when I'm at Staples thing. But definitely simple. Definitely lack of complexity. So let's get into the song. Let's go deeper. Lyrics on lyrics on lyrics. All right, now how do I get to the next slide? So this is the next question. I don't actually know. Haha, I do. All right. So this is what it looks like. Okay, that's what it looks like. Here's the beginning. Starts off with filler, huh, 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 huh. One for the money, two for the show. Okay, that's a reference to Blue Suede Shoes. It wasn't written by Elvis, dingus. It was written by Carl Perkins, but Elvis made it popular. A one for the money, a two for the show, a three to get ready. Now go, cat, go, but don't you step on my Blue Suede Shoes. Do I own a pair of Blue Suede shoes? Yes, I do, because I was in France at the Mephisto store and they were on sale, and I said everyone needs to have a pair of Blue Suede shoes, and I wore them on my first date when I met my wife, and I felt pretty slick. Okay, so one for the money, two for the show, three for these mad-ass, sad-ass hoes. All right? So basically, one for the money, two for the show, that's just filler. He's not communicating anything. Mad-ass, sad-ass hoes. That is, the hoes that he's talking about are either women or his ops, okay? This is the aspect where often misogyny is built into insulting your rival. Just by calling them what you would call a woman is the same thing as insulting, okay? I'm not saying these themes are good. I'm not saying this is going to make your life better if you follow his path, okay? She wanted to go to Nobu. That's a fancy restaurant. I bought her a 4 for 4. I assume that's some kind of cheap meal at some fast food restaurant. I don't know which one. You can tell me there. 5's in this bitch, and we bang that double O. So that's reference to his group, to Opium, the double O. Just kind of like moving. This is where you kind of see like now, okay, so he just sort of went from this and then kind of went to this number run. He ain't loaded. He's just talking. He a troll. All my ops, some hoes. All my ops getting exposed. Too much money on his head. Can't do shit because he's broke. Now this is an interesting line. Too much money on his head. He can't do shit because he's broke. Having money on your head means that there's a lot of money to kill you, but can't do shit because he's broke. That's actually changing the meaning of money in that very same line. Okay? But what do we see? We just see very simple end rhymes, just O's, faux, O, trolls, posed, broke. All right? So that's the chorus. It comes in at the beginning and the end, and then we have just one verse. When I walk, you can tell I have it. When I talk, you can hear them trolls yapping. Now, I really should have I should have highlighted the rhymes walk and talk. Very simple. This is how you know this is improvisational. Improvisation, you're not thinking on the highest possible levels. You're just trying to say stuff that works, right? I mean, some people do, but you have to be an amazingly good rapper to do that. When I walk, you can tell I have it. When I talk, you can tell them trolls yapping. Now, listen. Have it and yapping, that's an example of a mosaic rhyme. That's where one word rhymes with two words, right? Or when a multisyllabic rhyme can change between whether it's just one word or two. Best example, escargot, my cargo, from Hypnotized by Notorious B.I.G., right? So have it, yapping. That's a slant rhyme. That's not a perfect rhyme because have it and yapping don't actually go together. Like it requires a certain accent to do it, but that's cool. Gave that bitch some money, now she happy. So happy is one word, yapping is one word, have it is two words, multisyllabic, mosaic end rhymes, okay? Not amazing. He's talking about trolls again. He talked about trolls in the chorus. I think this is how you see. I think you can feel the way that he says one thing and then thinks about it and then brings it back and kind of keeps going. It has that immediate impact, which isn't for everybody. I prefer more lyrical rapping. I prefer a style that's more meditated, but it's cool. I think it's cool to try to trace it and see the way that it's written. And again, we're talking about, I have money, therefore I'm cool. I hear them trolls yapping. So he's saying like how powerful he is. That's that theme number 4, I'm good. Theme number 3 is they're bad. I gave that bitch some money, now she happy. So I have money to give to money, therefore I am good. Theme number 4. And women just want money, therefore number 2. I switched her whole status. I changed her life. I've been fighting my fashion habits. Everything I like, I buy twice. This is where I don't understand him. Like some of his lyrics just don't make any sense. What do you mean you've been fighting your fashion habits? Everything I like, I buy twice. Is that good, bad? Like what? What does that even mean? But it doesn't really matter because it's about the vibe, everybody. That shit don't bother me. It's been stealing my swag all my life. A bird almost just shit on my computer. It just flew right over the computer. You really should have seen that. It was like that. It would have been actually kind of cool. I would have been okay with it. All right. Them hoes don't bother me. I can't be bothered. I'm Black Panther. I feel like T'Challa. Interesting rhyme. Bothered and T'Challa. Okay, at this point now we have a sparrow situation in the yellow bush. And this is just going to get more and more filthy as we keep going here. There's like 100 sparrows over there. Anyways, them hoes don't bother me. I can't be bothered. I'm bothered by those hoes, those sparrows. Okay, I get one bad joke per video, and I spent it on that. Calling sparrows sparrows is actually, I'm going to have to say, pretty damn funny. All right. So I like this idea because he goes to T'Challa. Now he's going to be on a science fiction, a nerd run. I'm on X-Files, that old TV show. You know, my bitch X'd up, the first introduction of drugs, okay? How much did you think drugs was going to be in here? Can't wait till we put him down. He think he next up. Interesting way of talking about a rival as being somebody who who thinks they're next up, who has too much confidence in their own skills. You ain't did shit that you rap about, that boy a wrestler. Okay, that's cool. That's a cool way to talk about it, right? Like, not all this stuff is just the simplest possible way. Talking about it's fake. I think I'm charged up. I just popped a Tesla. So Tesla and wrestler don't actually rhyme, but you know, he makes it rhyme. And again, hey, it's a multisyllabic rhyme, all you rhyme nerds. Wrestler, Tesla, okay? As our president so eloquently called it. I love Tesla. Okay, so all right, no. Get your bars up. She sleep off the Xan. Hey, that's a double entendre, right? Because bars can be like be a better rapper, but also Xanax is a pill, and pills sometimes look like bars. So it is simultaneously a verse about how lame you are because your bars are down. It's about women being silly because they do too many drugs, and it's about drugs. So, you know, there you go. It's 3 themes in one. These n's ain't effing with me. Let's go band for band. Okay, again, you're bad, I'm good. You ain't flexing on me, bitch. You flexing on your fans. That mill you made in a year, I made in one day. Go ask my mans. Right? This is the level of rapping that he's at. All right? It's pretty simple. Like, go ask my mans. Like, that's... He's just forcing words in there that rhymes because he had a whole thing going here. Xan, bands, fans, mans. What's interesting is he's really not like worried about like symmetry of rhymes. He will sometimes rhyme 3, 4, 5 runs together. We'll see more examples of that as we keep going through the song. Fuck you talking about? That's nothing. That's filler. It's nowhere. It doesn't rhyme with anything. It's apropos of nothing. Did I just say apropos? You should know every time I hit the concert, it's like karaoke. Hey, that's a cool line. Every time I hit the concert, it's like karaoke because everyone loves them so much because the young kids these days. Wait, have there been birds eating? I could like reach out and grab one. All these sparrows. You know, like, and tufted titmouse. That's another bird that's around here, but I didn't make that up. It's just funny. Like, my concert's like a karaoke, you know, that indicates the way that his fans love him. People love it. People love this music. People love it. Kids listen to this and they love it. It gets them going. It might not mean a lot to a 47-year-old, but it means a lot to them. That's why I'm trying to take it so seriously, because I believe it. I believe it's like karaoke. I believe if you go to a Ken concert show, there's going to be a couple thousand people saying, my show's like karaoke, you know? Why not? And then back again with more nerdy stuff. I keep my hammer like I'm Thor. He's probably talking about a gun, probably not an actual hammer, but I'm more like Loki, you know, because he's a crazy guy who does lots of weird stuff and has a ultimately disappointing TV show that you thought was going to be really super awesome. You thought it was great, but then in the end you felt slightly unsatisfied like you did with every single one of those damn Disney Marvel shows, except for that one, the Winter Soldier one and the Captain America one, the Falcon one. That was a good one. Hardcore, I'm going gore. These n's don't really know me. You know me, karaoke, Loki, multisyllabic rhymes, mosaic rhymes, okay, not the best, but still, karaoke, Loki, know me. Cool. I'm going to Mozart. You see what I do right there is when it's a multisyllabic rhyme, I put the little line that shows the different syllables that are rhymed. I'm going Mozart, I'm going Shakespeare, I have a bakery, but I ain't baking no cakes here. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going Mozart. All right, he's not going Mozart, but that's what he's saying. I'm going Mozart. I'm going Shakespeare. I got a bakery, but I don't break no bread, no cakes here. Cakes here, Shakespeare. I would like to put forth that is a very solid multisyllabic mosaic rhyme. Very solid. Shakespeare, cakes here. Very cool. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, so then he's just going to start doing some filler lines. And this is the point where the drums are out. Okay. This is that point where the drums are out and it's just the arpeggiator and he's just kind of filling. Okay. I'm having my bread. I'm making bread shoddy. Now I counted that as a line of him saying good, but I'm counting the next couple lines as him just buying time. Bread shoddy. Bread shoddy. By the way, good name for a band, Bread Shoddy, right? Like, who's he talking to? What's he doing? He's just filling in. He's filling in. He had a little run. He had a little run. He had the cake, the Shakespeare, and the cakes here, and the baking, and then bread. Bread is money, okay? And that's an old term. And so he's saying that he is making bread. Also, just apropos of nothing, I've been hearing people lately use the term breaking bread to indicate sharing money. This makes me angry as a human and as a Christian. I'm going to be honest, okay? A lot of problems with Christianity. None of them have to do with the life and times of Jesus Christ, right? The actual book, the story of him is great. How people have interpreted it is terrible. Breaking bread is not about sharing money. It's about sitting down and having a community and a society and sharing that with other people. When you break bread with people, it is way more than money. It is creating community and having some kind of human connection and intimacy. So please, everybody, never use the term breaking bread for like sharing bread, okay? Or spreading bread. That's not how bread works. All right? It is. Bread can be that. Bread can be get the bread, get the money. But when we talk about breaking bread, we are talking about being together. I'm sorry, it's just been bugging me. It's been bugging me. All right? Breaking bread's an important thing. All right, back to the song. Bread shoddy, get your bread up. F on your hoe, I got her legs up. Effing on your hoe, you ain't no boy, keep your head up. Just going, you know? It's this whole misogynist thing of using a woman as an indicator of your domination over someone else. Effing on a hoe because she fed up. I ran out of walk, about to pour the red up. So just kind of misses around. Again, this is not really multisyllabic rhymes because it's just the word up over and over again. But the penultimate syllable is the word that's rhymed. Bread, legs, head, fed, red. Okay? It's not awesome. I don't really enjoy when rappers do this. But it's fine, right? Apparently, there's a different kind of a poisonous drink that people drink that is addictive, that is red and not purple. So that's what he's talking about. He's talking about his drug addiction. He's saying I'm an op. Why the F? He ain't said nothing. So that doesn't rhyme. It just doesn't rhyme. Sometimes he just doesn't rhyme. Sometimes. But does it matter in the 61 lines that are going here, the 3 or 4 that don't rhyme? It doesn't really matter because you're in the vibe and you got the... Baby girl, call me back when I get my dreads a new retwist. All right? So talking about a new retwist, talking about fixing his hair. I trap shit like 3-6, so talk about 3-6 Mafia, making reference to a hip-hop group who really loves. I enjoy that. We the Mafia, bitch, 808, yeah, Mafia, like part of his musical group that's in Atlanta, 808 Mafia, so it's cool. Yeah, you pop shit, but you ain't pop enough. I didn't highlight that as a rhyme, but actually he does make Mafia and enough rhyme. I don't know how he does it, but I am not a talented and enigmatic rapper from Atlanta, so I don't know how to rhyme Mafia and enough, okay? I would like you, and you're at home, I'm going to go full Dora the Explorer here, okay? Can you rhyme Mafia with enough? Good. Is a sparrow trying to swipe my birdseed? Okay. These old and popped. I can't tell you if I sold my soul or not. I forgot. Ladies and gentlemen, that's an outlier line. That's an outlier line. That's an outlier line right there. That's what you call an outlier. I can't tell if I sold my soul or not. I forgot. That's not about being great. That's not about the ops. That's not about women. That is just a fascinating line thrown in the middle of this song. That's a song in which I am going to, for the rest of my hopefully very long life, provided I'm not attacked by the sparrows, I will just, I can't. Let me read it again. Let me read it again. It's too much. I can't tell you if I sold my soul or not. I forgot. Like literally the most important thing you have. If you believe that souls exist. If you don't believe souls exist, I mean, I guess good for you. So it kind of sucks to be you, but also maybe it's freeing. I don't know. I believe in the human soul. So I can't tell. I can't like. Did I sell my soul? Did I murder my family and children? Did I murder my children and family? Did I do something? I don't remember. Like the worst thing you possibly do is sell your soul. He's so hard that he forgot. Okay, he forgot probably because he's on too much drugs. He forgot probably because he's just so hardcore. I don't know what it is, but what a line. I think that's what people go to Ken Carson for right there. The whole opium people, that's just such a hard line. It's just such a hard line. Everybody tough and gangster till they get shot. I'm sure that's true. 1 for the money, 2 for these thoughts. Okay, again, sort of more filler. I hope you've been following along with the 3s and 4s and 3s, right? Like what he's talking about, like mostly about his ops and about himself. Thoughts is an insult to women. 3 for the drugs. I'm having a lot. Okay, these thoughts, a lot. Kind of multi-syllabic rhyme there. If a mug, I'm going to give him my Gen 5. I assume that's a gun. I'm fried. I'm not tired. I would have died if I lied. I'm fried. I'm tired. I would have died if I lied. And I spied with my little eye Sky who tries to rhyme like a fly. But it's okay. It's improvisational, okay? Probably just started writing when he got in the booth. Put racks on that, put a bag on it, put a tax on that. Basically just kind of filler stuff, right? But also talk about how rich he is, camouflage, gang shit, how you mourn, what you gonna do when that pain hit. Oh, what you gonna do, brother, when that pain hit? What you gonna do that pain hit? It's a good line. That's a good line right there. You see? There's some good lines hidden in here. I've been rocking, I've been raving, I've been raging. She said she missed me. Yeah, I missed the stage. Okay, he doesn't care about women. He doesn't care about ladies. He cares about being on stage because it's like karaoke, remember? Ain't no competition. Miss me, competition. Hey, there's kind of another rhyme there. All these n's in the way. Ain't no competition. I know I'm okay. Ain't pressed about none of these. Ain't stressed about none of these. Bing. I've been counting up too much shit. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, there's 3 rhymes. There's 4 rhymes. Kind of go through the song, like he has these rhyme runs that'll go like 5, like popped, forgot, shot, thoughts a lot, like sometimes he'll do 2, sometimes he'll do 3. There's not a lot of symmetry. There's not a lot of harmony in how he sets these things up, and then this leads into the chorus. And if you listen to the song on repeat, by the way, like I've been doing, it just goes right back into itself. It just goes right back. It just goes, like you can listen to the song on repeat just forever and never even notice it because it just goes so seamlessly because there's no beginning and no end. These songs are eternal, okay? They just start and stop. There's no fade in, there's no fade out. It is just opium filth. Just bam, right there, and then all these lyrics. So now, at this point, I'm going to unveil to you what percentage of these 61 lines were concerned with these specific themes. This is very scientific stuff. This is very scientific stuff. So get ready, okay? Here we go. Filler occurred on 15 lines. That is 25% of the song. Attacks on women or misogyny were in 12 lines. That's 20% of the song. Less than I thought. My ops being bad or broke occurred in 24 lines. That's on 39% of the song. I am great. I am wonderful and I am rich. By far the most represented theme in his songs, 36%. 36 times, that's 64%. And drugs, only 6 times. Now, I noticed the drug stuff because it bugs me so much, but it is only 10% of the lyrics are concerned with that. So there you go. And what really stands out to me is that number 4 right there. I am the best. That's 64%. I got news for you. That's the theme of rap music. That's the theme of hip hop. I am the best. That's it. Okay? At the heart of all rap music is the desire to be seen and heard, especially when people feel as though societally they had been marginalized or made feel to be less than through generations of systemic racism and policies that make sure governmental policies and interpersonal relations that make people feel like they're small and like they're nothing. The statement, I am somebody, it just basically becomes I am the best. And that goes all the way back to the old days in the Bronx. Yes, yes, y'all, to the beach, y'all, and you don't stop. That's the theme. I am the best is the theme. That is the theme of Run DMC, Suck MCs. That is the theme of virtually all rap music. Fundamentally, it boils down to I am the best, because I am the best is a acceptable, a socially acceptable in the framing of patriarchy and a competitive American society built on capitalism. Saying I am the best is fundamentally a way of saying I exist, and I matter. So yeah, this is a song about whether or not he sold his soul and all the drugs and all the walk and the red and the hose and the spare hose and all that stuff. But really, it's just fucking rap music. And it's good rap music, and it's not everyone's cup of tea or everyone's cup of pretty good coffee I made this morning. But it's just rap music. So don't let anyone tell you this is like not rap or not hip hop, because this is just all the same. It's just different ways of saying the same thing. Some people say I am the best by making very eloquent points and doing lots of lyricism. Other people say I am the best by just repeating stuff over and over again and having it sound kind of nonsensical. We need to take it seriously, and we need to love it. All right, I need to go warm up. And also, I got my baby monitor here. My wife had a rough night. The 7-month-old woke up like every couple hours. She is absolutely asleep. The 2.5-year-old is also asleep. I did it. I pulled off recording a video at 7 in the morning. The sun's up. Birds are around. Even the sparrows stopped. I'm sorry, sparrows. I'm not going to call you that again. That's a lie. Okay. Well then, until next time, how do I stop this camera? Where do I even stop recording? Oh, up there?